on one of his videos to now. Every time I like hear or say woot woot, first thing I think is that's the sound of the police. Like I can't just.
Woot woot is the sound of the police.
It's from a song.
Hi Max Park.
Woot,
Oh, I need
woot.
to turn off my phone.
That's the sound
Holy
of the
crap.
police.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what song. I've never actually listened to the
Yeah,
song.
like
but...
I've never heard of this song, but I mean it must exist. Be something. Why? I'm a little unput together here, given that I'm, I was home 30 minutes late and starving, because that was like, I realized I was really hungry and I'm like, I'm already late. I need to eat something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
It's the sunk. It's not sunk cost. I guess the opposite of sunk cost. Bah. Hello, Keenan Thompson. Hello, Max Park. We are both back. We're both back in the stream, back in the world, back to the game.
I think it would technically still be the sunk cost fallacy. It would just be kind of the negative application of that idea, if that makes sense.
Well, like, I'm already, yeah, I guess so.
Because it's the exact same argument. You're just, I'm already late instead of, I already spent this much money. Might as well.
Yeah.
Hydraulic press crushing a 1/25th
For some reason I have
scale
chicken in my house.
Okay.
Andrew Jackson.
Zokiro's comment is hydraulic press crushing a 1/25th scale replica of Andrew Jackson's dueling pistol. Okay.
What?
Yes, that is in fact a valid, legitimate sentence in English and a wonderful statement. Thank you.
Wait, so the Andrew Jackson one, the hydraulic press, it sounds like a YouTube video.
There's no context, it's just that.
That sounds like a YouTube video. Because, I mean, there's like a hydraulic press niche on YouTube.
Almost certain that's probably a fucking YouTube video out there, and this is how Zokiro's going to be keeping track of, or keeping his points up today, is just dropping the names of random niche YouTube videos.
Yeah. I like, it's also incredibly niche. Am I excited for Jace's birthday? I mean, about as excited as I'm supposed to be, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my birthday.
Do you wanna come over and have dinner with us?
Probably, sure.
Okay. Because my mom was asking about it, and I was like, I'm sure he'd love to, but I'd have to check with them.
I don't intend on going to my... Oh, well, actually, I'll have to leave early if that's the case, because I have... I was gonna say, I don't have a job, but I have a stream that day.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, that's... Oh, shit, yeah.
So I'd have to leave at, like,
That's Wednesday, you made sure you had the day off. I don't see why it would be an
ass.
issue, but yeah, that's right, you are still streaming. You're streaming Zelda, in fact.
Mordecai
Something I was looking forward to watching, but I'm missing...
By the way, that's... Pizza Pasta. That is my buddy Jacelyn I'm playing with right now. He's the Mordecai looking ass. It's funny though because like the only Mordecai that's relevant enough in pop culture, I think, in order to sort of register is the Mordecai / Rigby Mordecai from a regular show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for a maid, Keenan. Oh yeah, I need to do the poll.
Deep slate, tough, and andesite for that wall, and then tough bricks. Okay. All right. We'll grab what we need.
I'm gonna do.
I am very low on tough.
I'm going to do a poll. I have tough.
How much
I
tough?
have a lot of tough.
A lot of tough sounds
quite a
great.
bit.
I'll be coming to collect some from you if that is okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm making a poll right now. I'm paused. Sorry guys, I'm paused so I can make my poll.
How you doing on andesite?
You probably took most of mine and bald.
Oh, that's true.
I'm maid and bald. I think.
Oh yeah, I have a fucking shulker box over here that should have a ton of andesite in it because I didn't use up all of it.
I think. Yeah, I spelled that right.
Oh shit, dude. I'm out of andesite. Good thing I have diorite. Just make more andesite.
I'm going to make a poll that's spicy.
Spicy. Oh,
Spicy.
you know what? We don't got anything special to do for our poll today, but we have a ton of well, we have several of our upcoming brackets for the ongoing Pokemon polls. So I'll just do one of those today. Yeah, send your people over here for it too.
Alright, so I made a poll. It's based on my title. It's definitely the most political thing I've ever put in a poll. Even though I don't... It feels like the kind of thing that isn't, but is. But... Let's go.
I feel like...
I'm not even gonna comment on it. I'm just gonna leave the poll there and see what the chat thinks.
I feel like my...
We got 2 votes.
My Pokemon poll today is going to be a divisive one, I think.
Oh, your poll is not going to be as divisive as mine.
Oh, no.
Even with the...
But we have 4 solid Pokemon from 4 different generations. So...
Yo. I should go vote in that. Hold on. Is that already up?
Yeah. And when I say solid, I don't mean, like, great. 4 slightly better than mid Pokemon, with the exception of one of them, I think, being the obvious best for me.
These are all pretty good. Ooh, I'm gonna put something controversial in here.
I want to go look at your poll now. Okay, so we're gonna hit share.
You know what? I'm picking the thing that you wouldn't expect me to pick based on the way I say
Well, you
things.
picking Wishy-Washy?
No, I'm picking Volcarona.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Well, it's funny because it's one of the only like goated Gen 5 Pokemon that they made. That's a controversial statement, but it is the best one because Steelix is very like there's an orgy of Steelixes everywhere, so it doesn't feel that rare and cool.
Calling it an orgy
Spiritomb
is fucking annoying to get in most games.
Spiritomb is ungodly annoying to get. I would have put Spiritomb. I was going to, and I'm like, no, because Spiritomb is actual ass. It's one of the worst aspects of Sinnoh.
Oh,
it's the worst aspect of Sinnoh.
Headphones out.
One of the worst versus the best aspect of Steelices. Yes, Steelices. That makes sense. Steelices. I am
Flint and Steelices.
Flint and Steel. Dude, Jace got me a present the other day. He got me a Flint and Steel.
I fucking
from,
did. Yeah.
Harbor Freight. I mean, it wasn't literally. It's a lighter, so it's a little bit more.
It's not like a lighter. A lighter has a gas so that it can actually sustain its own fire. So it is literally a like handheld.
Sorry, it is a striker. It is a striker.
Yeah.
So not a lighter. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Flint and steel would be 2 separate pieces, but a striker is a flint and steel that are like combined into one easy grip. But it'll make like the click sound you're used to from Flint and Steel in Minecraft. That's the sound you're gonna get from that tool. I gotta pull up your stream so I can.
Dude.
I thought it was so funny. Do you know that lighters were invented before matches? Oh yeah.
It makes sense. A match is kind of a weird concept when you think about it. Like, a lighter also uses the same technology as a match, so... It's just striking to spark a fire. But a lighter is more sophisticated, I guess, than a match. But matches are just strange.
So,
like...
this...
You get these little sticks in your pocket to strike yourself.
Seeing your poll...
Yeah.
I thought I thought we were all gonna start acknowledging June officially as Dinosaur Month.
Dinosaur Month.
Dude.
When was? Why is June Dinosaur Month?
Ask the people of iFunny.
I
don't know
was never on iFunny
dinosaurs,
long enough
but
to even know.
I'm sure you can guess.
I'm also not even a big fan of dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of dinosaurs either, but hell yeah, dude. Happy Dinosaur Month.
I just said Humility Month.
So Kit says I'm okay with this. Damn right, dude. Dinosaurs are cool.
Dude, I know what I'm humble for this month. I am humble for the fact that 600 people almost want to watch me do video games. Well, I mean, minus a few, because I know that some of them are also but...
Excuse me.
Oh, wow. Jace really spruced this place up.
What are you talking about?
I just walked through the bridge instead of going on the minecart. You got all the little, like, glow berries or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You got very organized stuff here. I tried to explain why... Oh, hold on. Also, Bulb, I did tell Jace about Iron Golem when hit you accident by starts hitting you. Yeah. Tomorrow's not no Sunflower Nuzlocke. It is Yes, tomorrow's Pokemon Nuzlocke. Try to explain why Iron Golem always hit you. Not nice characters. He who exalts himself shall be humbled, and he who humbles himself shall be exalted. Hell yeah. Or he who humbles himself. Yeah, okay. That is one of my favorite Bible verses, actually. Thank you very much, Pizza Pasta.
I'm actually not super familiar with that one, but that's a nice one, yeah.
I'm saying it's important to be a contrarian. I mean, you can say however you think. I think the issue I take with it isn't the issue that most people take with it. My issue is you called it Pride Month, good sir. I hate pride as a sin, not a gay pride specifically, although you can get into all that, but like Pride Month, I don't like pride. You want to be gay? I don't care. I don't understand why it's got to be Pride Month.
Well, on the constant, like, because I hear it from, like, because I've had quite a few different friends who are somewhere along the way of gay, bi, or one thing or another. I've had quite a few different friends who are all involved in
he got rid of the
LGBT in some way, shape. Yeah, cleaning up over here. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Like, just about every friend I've had in any way, shape, or form involved with the LGBT community is like, yeah, fuck you. Like, get rid of Pride Month. Why does anyone care what happens in the like behind closed doors in my bedroom? Like, go the fuck away with that. Like, couldn't have said it better, dude. Couldn't have said it better.
I think it's just kind of the whole noise thing. It's like, I don't particularly like if I have to be bothered, you're not gonna like when I'm bothered and have to care about things. If I just don't care about something and everyone's fine with that, then that should be the way it is. Don't force me to care, because then I'm going to not care, or I'm going to care in the wrong direction.
My general sentiment has always been, you do you. You're not hurting anybody. Like,
I walked in your train station. I realized something.
Yeah, what's up?
Your lighting is funny. I walk in, it says hello, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The O is completely fucking dark shaded. So you just walk in, it says hell, and then you notice the O at the end eventually.
Oh, yeah, I should try and fix that, I suppose.
No, that's funny. Also, how did I do this to myself? Okay, that's fine. That's actually kind of smart.
Okay, I thought I still had some.
What is the switch for, by the way, on the
Oh, on the desk?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's decorative.
Okay. Hopefully me clicking it didn't do nothing.
Nope.
We got cats.
It's literally not connected to anything.
I've got all the XP I wanted. It's because a bunch of history. I mean, yeah, but that's like, isn't it obsolete at that point? That's the only thing I'd be like. It's just like, it's been a problem in history until like 5 minutes ago, and that's fine. But the 5 minutes ago feels kind of old now. For my entire lifetime, it has not been a problem, basically.
Yeah, same. Like,
so I mean, it's not like nobody cares. It's not like no one cares at all, because some people still cared, but it's not the same. I don't understand, like, first of all, having months of something like this is such and such month feels like one of those dumb live, laugh, love type things where it's like, I don't see why I'm supposed to care why something's a
this might
arbitrary
make it
month.
like more controversial ultimately, but like I think it's along the same lines of like the Black History Month thing, right? Like
Yeah,
almost
well,
like
no.
the super left-leaning
actually
people
feel
who are
like-
like social justice warrior type crap, there wasn't enough attention for Black History Month, so they needed another month to also social justice warrior about.
Well, the issue I see is it's like,
And it's not necessary.
so Black History Month is kind of a caricature, more so.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like it doesn't. It is demeaning.
There's so many
more
aspects
than
about it
anything
that are
else.
yeah, exactly, demeaning. I was gonna say disrespectful, but like demeaning is a very good way of putting it.
It's demeaning towards, you know, given there's 9 months of the school year, and Black history in American history at least is a lot more than 9%, or
It's a lot
11%.
richer and more colorful than just plastering your walls with various African crap and calling it Black History Month. Like, we're trying to be, you know, like inclusive and respectful and understanding and not remotely racist by being literally as racist as possible about every aspect of Black History Month. Like, good job, guys.
Time when a large group can get together and
Yeah, sorry if that one's a little too controversial for stream. Just
I don't know.
all of it wears me down, I guess.
I'm let's see. There's one related to gender. I mean, verse related to gender. There's no longer male and female, for all of you are one in Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't think that the interpretation would be to say,
like, if you're taking that to reinforce the ideas of gender ideology and everything, that's a gross oversimplification and taking things completely out of context. But also, I've never encountered this verse before. I'm not even sure what you could be quoting.
It's supposedly it is Galatians 3:28. I've seen other verses that were basically the same, but wasn't like male and female. So, I don't know. I'm not a historian on the Bible. I will assume that it is correct until I have the wherewithal to bother trying to confirm otherwise. But I also go based on versions are important. I'm a Catholic, so I don't recognize KJV or most of the other Protestant translations as being accurate.
Most of them
entirely.
are.
Well, I mean, often it's minor differences, but wording is a pretty big deal when it comes to subtext.
Yeah.
At least with the New Testament, it's not as archaic. Like, it's funny to me. I've been enjoying a lot of like history videos and stuff, and it's funny to me because people always think of the Bible as a whole as being old, but the Old Testament is almost older. Like, the Old Testament is almost as old compared to the New Testament as the New Testament is compared to us.
Which
so
is
it's a
nuts.
very long. It's a long swath in between.
That is a long stretch of
like rotisserie
human history.
No, see, pizza pasta. That's kind of like my thought on it is like I see like a themed month as like those days. Like he said National Rotisserie Chicken Day for an example, and I'm like, yeah, that's about how I see it. Like if there's a day or month, I kind of want it to be significant.
But also, yeah,
in a way that's not just...
and not making a spectacle out of somebody's private life. Like, it's disgusting I'm sorry. I know there's, you know, people are gonna have different feelings on that, and I mean them no disrespect in saying that, but I'm like, it's your private life. That's not anything anyone else needs to know about, and who cares what they think or whatever. Like, you do you.
It'd like be, I think, to me, I think the best way to sort of reiterate what you said is, it'd be like having a National Blowjob Day. I don't think that's necessary.
Might be a little bit extreme, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not euphemistic. It literally says exactly what it means. Well, I mean, I guess the word could be considered euphemistic, fellatio day, which somehow actually sounds less crass.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it does exist, though.
I'm sure it exists. I just, like... Not opposed to that. Zokaro's not opposed to that being a thing.
What, not opposed to,
National Fellatio Day or whatever, I think is what he said. Unless he meant rotisserie chicken, because he could just mean the other comment, but I'm going to assume he meant what I said, because that would be funnier. I actually like rotisserie chicken sometimes. I gotta be in the mood for it, though. I have no real scope of reference for the other thing.
We probably should, actually thinking about it, be picking up some of them Walmart rotisserie chickens more often.
They're not very cheap, though.
They are cheaper than some of our other options, and then we can, like, use the carcass to make broth and everything, and just make sure we get our money's worth out of it.
Yeah, but then I have to make something.
It's all good.
I guess because like rotisserie chicken, I think it's cheaper to get a chicken to rotisserie, but obviously I don't have a rotisserie oven. My dad had one. It was actually pretty good. We used it for small turkeys, I think, too. I say used past tense, but I think they still might employ the uses of it at their house. Yeah. No, I think it would be funny. I don't know that I want, like, because this is the thing is like, as much as I think something's funny, I'm like, this is actually kind of a degenerate concept in all honesty.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't specifically want it to be a thing. Although I have no problems. Again, I don't have any judgment. No judgment towards people who do that, but I just think it's kind of gross.
Well, I wasn't trying to push us way down this somewhat controversial rabbit hole, but
I guess I just kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna poke the bear a little bit. I'm gonna get some people mad, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it should be that. Oh, I am inventory full. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Hooray for degeneracy.
Well, we'll leave it at like.
Oh yeah. I do
obviously, for the purposes of my YouTube channel, I don't go fully into all of my opinions on political things because it doesn't matter what direction I lean. It's gonna piss off somebody and cause a divide and blah 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 blah. Ew, I don't want it on my channel. But you know, give a little bit of like this. This just seems like an obvious thing. Like I think most people would agree with is like you're pushing into people's privacy and causing problems that don't need to be caused by doing so. So that's my qualms with. That's my publicly out loud qualms with Pride Month.
Making some cookies? I might be making some cookies. By the way, Zokero, the melons are not an issue at the moment. The problem that I had was I'm trying to make the thing bigger. Like I'm going to expand the farm but I realized in order to do it optimally, I'm going to want to add a couple more rows to my roof. So I'm going to have a slight expansion on the roof of the building, which means that in order for me to bother wanting to have to try to fix this, I want to actually get the roof fixed, which means I need to go ahead and actually do that. Maybe that's a good thing I could do this stream, is expand my roof.
Might be helpful.
And yeah, I mean, I actually like the way the rows are. When they're not in that little water thing, like because that one water space that waters everything apparently, in the middle, that little water block. Once I get everything reset up, I'm not gonna have any of those like middle rows with the melons and pumpkins. I'm just gonna have like straight rows so that they go exactly where they're supposed to.
Oh,
and don't have spaces where they
sometimes
decide to be.
Do diagonal rows.
Yeah.
Because they will grow substantially slower right next to each other with only 2 available blocks that they can go into. But if they have all 4 available blocks around the seed to grow into, they'll grow considerably faster. And if your diagonal rows are alternating melon and pumpkin, it'll be even faster. I don't know why, but if you plant melons and pumpkins together, it's substantially faster.
I mean, that's good for efficiency, but I also just come and collect every once in a while. So I want it to be like an entire full row of melons and pumpkins when I get there. That's why I'm just going to make it so that there's 1 block for it to be able to spawn onto. They'll all be that way by the time I come back and check on my crops.
That's fair, I suppose.
Because this is just kind of like a small garden thing. I'm not... Obviously, if I was doing it the way that you have with like an automatic setup, I'd try to make it a little bit better like that. What's up, frickety frackety? It is Pride Month, streamer. Do you know what that means? Good sir, I've established today is Humility Month. I'm humble for the fact that almost 600 people want to watch me do this stuff. Maybe not all at once, but it is very humbling in a way, because it's like I recognize I am not the most talented streamer out there, and I'm very, very crummy. Not crummy. I shouldn't be falsely modest. My model is all right. It's pretty good. It's not flashy.
Oh shit! You were about to.
That's what I'm looking at.
Diss your model.
No, it hasn't been updated in several years.
And
rainbows, dude. Where's all the bronies at? That's what I'm wondering this Pride Month.
I'm like out there being fucking insane about something.
I need to be 2 wide with a 2 wide gap between rows. That way every melon is producing and it's not 2 plants making the same melon. See, that's again, the thing is, this is urban gardening, and I'm just going for like, leave it alone, come back and the whole thing is full. So I'm going to have 1 block it can spawn onto, and that way there's a proper amount of room. It doesn't need to be unless you want to be more 3D and have a chubby stomach. I'm playing with one. What? I don't believe
Who said that?
Zokuro.
Slander.
It doesn't need to unless you want it to be more 3D and have a chubby stomach. I mean, that's not entirely true. There's a minor redesign little dinks and dunks that people usually do with models. I also just don't want to spend money to get a model that is slightly different. I would want to spend money and like have it be properly significantly better. And Charlie was already really good for the fact that she only made commercially about half a dozen models at that point. So, mine is like at least as good as Nuxhaku's original model. That's kind of what I was going for.
Zokuro, I will contest your claim on that one. While perhaps at one point I would have actually claimed the title, like whatever. I want absolutely fucking nothing to do with that community.
And my corn challenge.
Sure, the show was good, but vast majority of the people I encountered there were disgusting people.
Well, I guess that's part of the problem is a lot of times the community makes it very clear that like you got to be into the way the community acts. Ooh.
And when the community is made up of like a very small percentage of
Yeah,
genuinely cool people, and the rest are
how much money does it cost to update it?
creeps, pedos, porn addicts, like the brony community is fucked, dude.
Well, I mean, I know there are a lot of people who are bronies who are just kind of mildly so. Like, I know Rupert Grint was a brony. That's the thing a lot of people would talk about for some reason in my circles.
Oh, it was just
But
like
Rupert Grint, I'm assuming he wasn't
Potter
in like
fans in your circle too, so it was like
yeah. I need this. How much money does it cost? Wasn't Weird Al?
Yeah.
I don't know if Weird Al's a brony.
Oh, he made his own fan character who appeared in the show and married one of the main characters.
Really?
Yeah, like canonically, his fan character is married to Pinkie Pie.
Holy shit. Pinkie Pie. I think of the ponies, I would say that my favorite one was my favorite one is Discord because that had a banger song by The Living Tombstone.
That's fair.
Which is a stupid reason because that has nothing to do with the character. But I also just don't have any real. I have very little frame of reference when it comes to the show. I knew who the main 5 horses were. Like the ones that you introduced to in the beginning, because I had a lot of people I knew who liked it, but I also just
yes.
There's 6. Yeah. I miscounted. I remember. Okay, let's see what I know. Let's see what I know. All right.
You can tell between the two of us which
one
actually cared about the show at some point.
Yeah. Let's see what I remember. So one of them, the purple one, was Twilight Sparkle. That was like I think she was like the protagonist.
Yep.
Or did it not really matter, like episode to episode, who was the quote unquote protagonist?
She was like the primary focus, but everyone kind of got their proper screen time.
There's like the sort of crackhead energy one was Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, which I didn't like the character as much when I was first watching this show, but I appreciate that shit so much more now.
I want to say,
oh,
the Southern Belle one was Applejack.
Yep.
What show? MLP. Yours is the Bulby White. Oh, also, how much is the thing? Somebody asked that question at some point. How much would it cost? It would probably cost like $1,000 minimum. Y'all watch My Little Pony? I didn't watch it very much. I am going based on memory that I'm already wrong on. So, let's see. So I had what? I think I said 3 of them. Rainbow Dash was like the sort of headstrong, girl bossy, like mild version.
Yeah, but without the Mary Sue bullshit.
That's why I said headstrong, like a minorly girl bossy. And Fluttershy was the kind of soft-spoken one.
Yep.
I am trying to remember what the 6th one would be. I don't know if there was a 6th one in the beginning. I probably am forgetting one, so.
Character I actually didn't like all that much, initially. I gotta think. Rarity. The,
Rarity?
super, like, prim and proper, like...
What color was Rarity?
White.
White. I think I know which one. I don't remember that one that much, though. Like I said, I watched so little of the show. I just knew a lot of people who were into it.
Nah, Dominic, he didn't watch, basically anything of the show, really. That was all me.
I'd seen I have some
liked
some
it
people
too.
in my orbit who
I liked it. Oh my god. Fucking shit, Dominic. Fucking shit, man. Oh god.
Hey man, you're the one who put that one there. Mine is just hey, it's me, Goku.
Look, I'm glad I put that one in there. It actually gets me.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, because that was kind of the point of the conversation being had, right? It's, I will not associate with that community. No.
Yeah.
I may have liked the show at one point in time, and I probably would still like it now, but I have a very, very different perspective on things, and I strongly dislike the vast majority of the community, want nothing to do with them.
Oh shit. Oops. If you think that's bad, do not look at my watch lists. What's your watch lists, pizza pasta? What do you got? You got some Zootopia. The thing for me with the bronies is like, well, I just went for like furry but mainstream furry.
Yeah.
I guess like I could have said Robin Hood if I was going for something a little.
Fucking that one got me too.
Oh, did you have Moist Critical?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude.
I'm 19, bro, and I still watch Yo Gabba Gabba, Lamau. No, dude, that's kind of based though. I have to put up with a lot of young children's TV content based on my two brothers, one of which who, right after he finally decided not gonna be into the baby shit anymore, then there's another baby, and that babe, like both of my brothers are a little bit developmentally behind, so they both kind of hung on to that a little bit longer than the average bear. So
congratulations, you played yourself. Yeah, I should add that sound effect if I can find a good one.
True. Alright, I need to resize this place. Your Jace's Scaredy Command, yeah. Some bulb hub? Dude, there is no bulb hub, I assure you, Fricky.
He's been, Frickfrack's been in my streams a little bit more frequently lately. I always come in here, swooning over bird thighs.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Here.
Let's watch the school dance movie. Dude, I actually don't want to watch Yo Gabba Gabba.
You'd use it when I get wrecked by Lionel. Fair enough, fair enough.
Jason Bulb, can y'all believe they can host a school dance and homecoming dance for high school?
I think the dead corals, the brightness of the block should depend on the color of the coral.
Baby shit and Yo Gabba Gabba. That is true. That is true. Slop like Coco Melon. I don't even know what Miss Rachel is, but Coco Melon is bad. No, like I'm thinking baby shit as in like the preschooler type things all the way down. Like it's such a small period of someone's life to have a bunch of interests they go through, so I'm kind of clumping it all together. Like Yo Gabba Gabba is not actually like baby in the same way that Coco Melon is sort of the baby shit, but it's like a little kid show.
Yeah, there's a way to place it
But
so it doesn't die. You would just have to have it
specifically.
touching water. But I want the
Feathery.
I want the grays
You
for
grew up with
the
Doodle
pathway.
Box?
So that's why I'm
I don't even know
placing it out the way I am.
I don't know what half the shit is. I just know what Pink Fong and Coco Melon are
Actually,
because of my brother.
I'm gonna rip all these back up
my
and
youngest
some grass
brother.
and stuff here.
Adventure Time is stupid now. Rewatching as an adult, I disagree. Adventure Time gets better with age. No, I'm kidding. I've only watched a little bit of Adventure Time, but Adventure Time was always kind of stupid. But I guess I didn't mind. But it's not stupid. It's just kind of like, I see. The humor is a little ridiculous. What was actually a moment where I was watching something, I'm like, man, this was way better remembering it as a kid than I thought it was gonna be. Is when I went back and watched like the original Transformers, not the movie, because the movie was absolutely goated still, but the TV show for the original Transformers is kind of L.
Oh, really?
I guess when there's like the stakes aren't very high, and it's like it has the characters that are good, but it's kind of like just this is boring.
Yeah, like
I'm not 8 anymore.
Adventure Time is like really, really dark, actually.
Well, I mean that's like Adventure Time is.
But that's kind of what I
saw them live
like,
a month
honestly.
or so. You saw who live? Pizza Pasta. Who was it that you saw live?
There you go. So update that retaining wall, the path up there.
Stone brick wall.
Perfect. I kind of like that.
Is that what I was using?
We gotta,
stone brick wall?
I suppose, fill in more of the vegetation up around this spot once I'm done
Let me make sure
with the path and the wall.
Yo, Gabba Gabba live at Coachella. Oh, damn.
What the
Adventure
fuck?
Time is a timeless treasure. I can only say so much about Adventure Time because I've only seen a little bit of it. I was never really that into it, but it was pretty good. But I also didn't own Cartoon Network, or own Cartoon Network. I was not able to watch Cartoon Network back when that came out because streaming services other than Netflix were still pretty rudimentary. I didn't have any access to stuff like that. I suppose I could have during my anime binges, but I like anime more than Adventure Time.
Excuse me.
Overall.
I plan on watching Adventure Time at some point. I haven't.
Still watch Peppa Pig on Nick Jr. Peppa Pig is actually obnoxious. I don't like the oink stuff. No offense to the Peppa Pig fans in my audience, but this is Mommy Pig. Huh. And this is Daddy Pig.
I'm happy that I have yet to
I don't
actually
like
see any of Peppa Pig.
God, it's
like
so
I saw pictures of that show and was like, fucking, what the hell is this shit?
Uh-oh. Okay, this is brick wall. Okay. That's a brick wall.
Oh, I have another one.
Okay, I got brick wall. Dun 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 dun. Cocomelon, the movie's gonna be 2027. Dude, Cocomelon is actual
Brain rot.
Oh, dude, they're spitting.
Fucking
These
garbage.
guys are spitting in the water. Hell yeah, dude, they're defending my house.
What's defending your house?
Let's go. My camels are spitting at something in the water. Kind of goated. I didn't know they did that.
I didn't know they did.
Assumed.
Like I knew they spat. They're probably trying to kill a drowned or something. I didn't think that they would try and hunt drowned. Like that's kind of wild.
Boom. That's exactly enough wall. Let's go. I still watch Sonic. I'd rather watch Sonic movie before the Cocomelon. Yeah, dude. Yeah, of course. SML did a parody of Peppa Pig once. Peppa was like, "Why is the new baby's complexion to?" Oh, and Daddy Pig was like, "Because Mommy Pig is a snort." What is SML? Is that anything like Robot Chicken?
He probably meant SNL, not SML.
Oh, SNL. That makes sense.
There's a coral reef relatively close.
Yo, SNL kind of L now. Just L. If you
well,
want
you know, it's
SNL,
all those
better,
really shit writers they keep hiring that are putting the L in it. You know.
Watch a lot of Smosh's stuff. That's basically better SNL.
Oh yeah.
They're still very they're California instead of New York, and that is the only time where I will say California beat New York at anything really.
What?
Because
Smosh?
damn, yeah, because Smosh are like all the California people.
Mm-hmm.
SNL is very New York heavy. That is the only time where I'm going to say that California beats New York. Actually, no. Football, NFL, California teams are usually better than New York, but Buffalo is putting a little bit together. Even Caillou, like the episode when he left his duck in Rosie's room and he was almost inappropriate when he came out of the bathtub. I don't really know.
What the fuck kind of bullshit?
Oh, Super Mario Logan. Okay, okay. I think I've heard of that.
Caillou
it's funny to most
sucked
people
in
because
hindsight.
it'd probably be really good.
Like,
Yep. Oh, dude,
no,
no,
so bad.
See, I may have been a young kid at one point, but I had standards. I got sick and tired of Caillou's shit because I was like, yo, if I acted the way he acted to my parents at that point, I was like, man, I wouldn't get beaten, but I'd get verbally.
Bro, that's like, that's the thing I hear from so many people. They're like, I don't understand how that kid didn't get beat. I'm like,
teleporting. Used to watch Caillou when I was a child before. Yeah, I used to too because I had nothing but government channel. But Caillou was terrible. Caillou and Barney were trash. I don't understand how they went on
Barney
for so
was
long.
kind of creepy, to be honest with you.
I just didn't. I hate kids singing stuff. Kids singing stuff usually is crap. Kids singing is one of my least favorite things in almost everything. Kids Bop. That's why I was like, Kids Bop seemed like the biggest meme thing to me at the time because I was like, wow.
I had several. I had
if
a
I
couple
actually
of those
liked,
CDs too as a kid.
If I liked any of that music, if I actually liked, oh, by the way, I have a shitload of Tough. I have so much. I don't know if you came and got any.
Oh no, I didn't end up needing it.
Oh, I was kind of hoping you would take it. You thought Barney was.
Oh, you know, take it eventually.
Oh, Fricky. I know you probably think weird things about Barney. Kainu's not even funny because he's always mean to Rosie. Little kids being mean to each other can be amusing sometimes, but they're also both brats and almost the same age. It's not like you have a significantly younger sibling.
I honestly,
but he was
your
mean to
assessment
Rosie.
that Caillou must be a cancer patient.
Yeah, he has to be. There's no way.
Like, no way he's getting away with acting like that on a daily fucking basis.
Has basic bitch parents. Not like they don't seem like almost neglectfully spoiling their kid. So I'm like, he has to have cancer. I see no other. Didn't he hit Rosie one time? Dude, little kids hit each other all the time. That's kind of a dude, a 4-year-old hit a 3-year-old. I'm shocked. That's kind of a nothing burger.
Oh wow. Standard everyday bullshit with children.
Yeah, the only good thing to come out of Barney was the wannabe edgy kids finally doing something funny for once with the I hate you, you hate me, let's go and jump Barney. I mean, that's not even from Barney, that's people clowning on Barney.
But technically we wouldn't have that
Rosie is like a
series of
she's
comical.
Like 2 or 3, I think. She talks. In a little kid
just as much of a brat.
Yeah, they were both fucking brats. I like Caillou mistreated Rosie. Sympathy's kind of out the window. It's not like Mario and Luigi. Every time she want to play with Caillou and Leo, he said no, Rosie. Those like that's so rude of him. That's not even that bad.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably not
dude,
an accurate assessment, but yeah.
Dude, that's such nothing. Like, because Caillou was literally a piece of shit with his parents. That is what I'm thinking of, like, man, I would never be able to do that.
I mean, yeah, like...
Why do I know these Caillou names, lol? I don't know. I didn't
really,
know
it's
Caillou's
teaching children
Leo.
Horrible behavior.
Yeah, because he never gets to come up and at any point for any of the shit he does. And so I was like, this is teaching kids how to be cancer patients. Not how to be, not how to be a decent human being.
I'm so sorry, guys. It's probably terrible, but he probably should have been smacked at some point.
He grew up to be One Punch Man. I would refuse to believe that Saitama was raised like that and became. Yeah,
Saitama. That was like
hard refuse.
That was an ongoing joke, just based off of what. How Saitama was designed.
I think canonically Caillou is supposed to be a towhead and not actually bald. Like his hair is really quote unquote light because of the original book it's based on, where Caillou is significantly younger. But then they just took the Caillou design and made him 4 instead of like the toddler. Sounds like a crack theory. Did you know there's a Magic Schools theory on Miss Frizzle and what? Adult trans woman. Miss Frizzle is an adult trans woman version of Arnold? That's a really out there theory.
Yeah. That's why I said I don't think that's remotely accurate. Dominic dropped
Ed
that
and
one
Eddie
for
is
me too. I
darker.
just
Oh,
hadn't gotten to fully address that shit show
Ed
quite
and
yet.
Eddie is certainly darker, but
Ed and Eddie's
also
got some
Ed and Eddie's
fucked up stuff in it.
Ed and Eddie's kind of goated in a very mild way. I'm gonna say Ed and Eddie is like a solid, all right show.
That's fair.
Like I'm not gonna try and say anything too nice about it, but it is a very much an all right show.
I need more coral, and I don't remember
I also
where the
just like
coral reef
stupid crap.
is.
Stupid crap sometimes is funny to me. My favorite Thomas and Friends movie is King of the Railway and Tale of the Brave. I couldn't give you any. I remember the original Thomas movie where they had, like, they had actual actors in part of it, but that was a really old movie from when I was a little kid.
So Kiro says, I'm pretty sure whoever cooked up the Miss Frizzle as adult trans Arnold was actually on crack.
Yeah.
It's fair. Regular show was goated. I'll give you that.
I think regular show was alright. I think it was funny, but I don't think it was like... I think it was like the 4th best Cartoon Network show at its time. Kind of thing. Like, it was pretty good, but I actually, going back and kind of reassessing my opinion on it, Chowder is something I like significantly more than
Chowder is fucking goated. That was a great show.
Rada.
I've seen the whole thing.
Rada.
It's,
Maybe I should.
there's not nearly as much as you'd think there would be.
Chowder wasn't around for that long.
It's an unfortunately
reruns,
short-lived
but...
show.
A regular show, I think, might have been a bit longer than Chowder, but I'm talking out my ass because I have not looked at these numbers before. Courage the Cowardly Dog, that's an older one. That's pretty good. Flapjack was goated. I will disagree with that. Flapjack was annoying.
I also disagree with that.
No offense, but that show was like, it was just stupidly odd and gross for no reason. Like, I think SpongeBob did that niche a little bit better.
Oh, SpongeBob did the whole thing of like the sudden hyperrealism break from cartooniness gag considerably better. Flapjack was just constant with it, and it was always disgusting visuals. Whereas like SpongeBob would just be like an uncomfortable close-up on somebody's face in hyperrealism, like while they say something really stupid.
Yeah.
SpongeBob was funny with it. Flapjack was fucking gross with it.
I think Flapjack was also significantly worse written.
Yeah, the main character was insufferable. What?
No, not trying to be mean to people's favorite shows from old, but
No, I'm definitely gonna diss on it. Like, the main character was insufferable.
I think that's good, right?
The mentor type character, the fucking blue guy, was a complete piece of shit. Just horrible person.
It's almost different, like, I think Cartoon Network had some seriously good shows that are very underappreciated. Disney and Nickelodeon had a very, very, like, pretty decent lack of good shows for a long time. So
Disney and Nickelodeon had a good thing going for a long time that they just decided it was in their best interest to completely fuck up.
Boruto is the worst anime ever. I disagree. I've seen some pretty bad shit. Not disagreeing with the sentiment, but Boruto is definitely not the worst anime ever. The only gross episode of Clarence was the one where he eats too many deviled eggs. Clarence looks so stupid, I didn't even give it a try.
I'm also gonna disagree with you on that, Dominic, because I have seen some shit.
Alright, this is probably a good way to do that.
Boruto might
so that's
easily
kind
be
of
the
in
worst character in the entire series, but I don't think it's necessarily the worst anime show out there.
Dude.
It just modern Naruto.
There's some
Yeah, that's
pretty-
kind of the entire point. So I'd say it does a pretty good job at being modern Naruto. With the exception of the good job part.
Good job, Bart.
I gotta throw him for a loop, you know.
Yo, good thing about Boruto is at least now people can be happy that certain series have not received crappy sequel series, because everyone who loved Naruto just about is not a fan. I know a lot of people who stuck it out and were disappointed at every end, and I know a lot of people who just love Naruto and absolutely hate Boruto.
Well, I mean, like...
It's usually people who love Naruto who hate Boruto more than anyone else.
Everything I've heard about Boruto is, like... Just, as far as the main character goes, he's completely useless. His dad steps in every single problem and saves the day. And
Boruto's a brat.
Boruto accomplishes nothing.
When does Caillou cry in every episode? Like, bro, he always a little angry. Or why does... Yeah, I don't understand Caillou, man. I think they were on some shit when they made Caillou.
One, like, part of the whole point of Orochimaru's character, like, actually becoming good. So wouldn't it make sense for them to show him, you know, however many years later as a good father? That doesn't sound like one of the ways they screwed up to me. The way they screwed up was making the main character of the show useless and insufferable. That's usually how you go wrong with this shit.
Boruto, they were seeing all these Mary Sues pop up, and like there were women Mary Sues, and he's like, this is clearly not gender equality. Let me make Boruto. Just so we can have a male useless freaking...
His sister inherited Kurama, not him. That's... Oof.
Oof. Oof nug.
Yeah,
with Disney's mixed bag of quality shows, one thing is certain: it's absolutely criminal that they didn't put the buzz on Maggie and Disney Plus. I've never seen that. I think your assessment, Disney's mixed bag of quality, I think that's fair if you're talking like in entirety, but I really don't think it's a mixed bag. I think it's pretty much all. I mean, of the things I have seen in the last 10 years, everything is kind of crap.
Yeah, that's why I like
I
added
Disney Channel
nowadays, because like Disney has a
to be fair,
wealth of fucking great stuff.
To be fair,
all of it's 2010s or older.
Supposed to do this. To be fair with Disney, I have not seen a lot of recent Disney Channel things, so that is whether or not Disney Channel is still like low quality terrible and not.
It's bad. It's bad.
I imagine it's not that good, but I don't know.
I have friends and family with Disney Plus who are subjected to that shit. It's bad. It's bad.
Spooky, you didn't have enough maid. I like how Fricky somehow, despite being in here way less than Dominic, saves up his Bulbucks a lot. Bulb and JCL need to watch Super Sentai. You just mean Japanese Power Rangers? Maybe I will. Maybe. I need to count.
Yeah, like Power Rangers isn't necessarily on the docket, but
5, 6,
I might watch
7,
it eventually.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I've met
18. Damn it!
I've met one of the Red Power Rangers. I think it was the 3rd Red Power Ranger. Dude taught a martial arts
You made the maid outfit a channel points for instead of a sub incentive like I did. What do you mean a sub incentive? It was a sub incentive. It just was. The unlocking it was the sub incentive. Pizza Pasta, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's been a while, but it has been 4 months since it was unlocked. It was the 500 subs sub incentive. The bikini is 1,000. I didn't put that in the pin message this time because I was trying to go quickly.
Hell yeah, dude! Met the voice actor for Frieza. Is that the voice actor for half of the show?
I'm more interested in Kamen Rider than Super Sentai.
I don't know what that is either. Or
Um,
maybe I just didn't hear you clearly.
Kamen Rider.
Yep, nope, I heard you clearly. I have no idea what that is. Can you
Okay.
sleep?
Yeah, I went to my house just to do that because I saw all the
Thank
nighttime
God.
everywhere.
I am
What did Bulb mess up on building? I'm supposed to have
like 900 blocks away.
I'm supposed to have 18 by 8. Well, not 18 by 18. It's 18 18 in the lower sense. I want to have 9 by 9s stacked together, going all the way down the row of the building. However, I only have, aside from the wall, I have 19 blocks, so one of these is going to have to be completely filled in. I think I should make it the back.
No.
I feel like it's probably
I don't mean the actor for Frieza for the majority of the show. I mean the actor who played the majority of the show.
Yeah, dude.
The guy who played like 12 different characters in the American...
You mean Christopher Sabat?
Yeah, did he play Frieza?
I don't... No, he did not play Frieza, I don't
Okay.
think. He played Piccolo, he played Trunks, I think. He played Vegeta. He played a lot of characters. Like, some of them were like the kid versions of other characters. Some of them were just like when you look at the cast billing on like
range, because I like...
He does. He actually is a
none
really
of those
talented...
characters sound the same, even remotely.
It sucks though. It sucks though because I'll watch something and it's like, yes, so this is just Zoro again. Like, watching My Hero Academia dubbed is terrible because it's just All Might, but it's just Zoro, and they all kind of sound like Zoro again because Zoro was from One Piece was one of the first ones I'd seen.
Well, that's where, from what I understand, Matt Mercer actually does a really good job. You know, all of his characters don't sound exactly the same. Although with him, you can recognize it is Matt Mercer. It's just...
Yeah, you can recognize it, but it's not like quite that bad. That's Bryce Papenbrook as well. He does a lot of characters. The English VA for Meliodas, among other things.
Oh, okay.
You can usually pretty well recognize his...
I think he did
very...
a good job as Meliodas, honestly.
Rip Maid. And not Rip. You guys can get more Maid. I might be changing Maid to a 5-minute redeem, honestly.
There's been many voice actors for Lord Frieza. Yeah, fair. It happens sometimes.
The VA for Makoto Nike? Makoto. For, what is that from? I'm trying to remember what anime, because that sounds familiar. Oops. Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah, that checks out.
All right.
Frieza was
8 more into 600.
Character.
Yes, sir. We are edging 600 right now.
Hell yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You heard it here, guys.
6,
Bulb's edging
7,
on stream.
8. Yeah, 9. You bet. You bet. That was definitely a clip moment. He's the protagonist from Danganronpa. Yeah, okay. I was like, I knew I recognized that. I just couldn't remember. Oh yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
More for the fuck are the
Oh, I forgot the bucket.
Rangers?
I forgot the bucket.
Can't forget the bucket.
No. I need to move water. I forgot the bucket. Danganronpa.
I've heard some good things about the anime. I haven't heard like enough to actually formulate a whether or not it's worth my time watching. But
I think it's the kind of anime that loses some value after having seen it once because a lot of it is like the shock value and the mystery.
Nah, bro,
But
I never
it's
was
not bad.
particularly into the Power Rangers all that much, so of course I don't know who the fucking Psycho Rangers are.
People in my server saying, is this server somewhat dead? I hope not, because it's only true because there's not a lot of people who chat, which makes it dead, but...
They might be asking about the Minecraft world. In which case, yeah, kind of, because there's only 2 people playing on it.
No, I saw a notification pop up for my I think it's my bulb server. It's either the bulb server or the Jace server, but someone came and was like, "Yo, is this server dead?" Oh yeah, I was looking for bucket. I keep getting sidetracked. Where are my buckets? Bucketo. Bucketo is not there. Oh no, where'd I put it?
Oh shit, did somebody...
Where'd I put it? Where the F did I put the buckets?
It was my server.
It was your server? Oh. I'm like, I try to share memes in my server every once in a while, but I forget sometimes to, like, make it normal. Where the fuck did I put all my... I had 4 of them. What happened? Where did they go? I don't want to make more. They cost iron.
I responded and said, no, we're still here. Just much smaller server than bulbs and
Is it really
quieter.
a smaller server than bulbs?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have way more people on your server than I have on mine.
Well, that's true, but I'm like... My server doesn't get a whole lot of... Like, it's usually me and 3 other people sharing memes. Sometimes Skoggle. I like that Bulb doesn't wear a shirt. I wear a shirt in real life, the human version.
He's definitely wearing a shirt right now. I have yet to actually see him today, but I'm almost certain he is definitely wearing a shirt right now.
I can change that if you want, but it's
Don't
not
need
going
you
to
to.
affect chat at all. We're both men here.
Doesn't mean I want to see you
Humility
walking
month.
around topless.
Oh, they're the buckets. I am... It's lame that I went to go check my actual house for buckets when it was right under me this whole time. Bucket. Get a bucket and a bucket for this water. About to make a J7 aneurysm.
You know how many fucking times I've heard that song in the last week?
Really? Do they play that at work?
No, one of my managers, as she puts it, likes her ghetto trash music.
Oh,
Her words exactly.
L?
Not. It's not me. For anyone here who wants, oh, they're
L?
racist. No.
Oh, that's
the words
100%
exactly.
kind of ghetto trash music. That's ghetto trash music and ghetto trash wannabe music too. These little chintzy women. Yeah, I'm a bad bitch. Sure you are.
Yeah, that's literal actual lyrics from another song I've had to listen to quite a few times in the last week and a half also.
3, 4, 5. 2, 3,
My best friend.
4,
A real
5.
bad bitch. Stop.
Can they just stop with all the rap music, man? Maybe I sound like an old-fashioned old man, but I'm honestly gonna say most rap music is not that good.
No,
like you have some really
I'll
good
fully
rap
embrace
artists, but
where's the good old-fashioned rock and roll? I'm sorry.
no, that sounds old man vibe. The good old-fashioned rock and roll.
I will legitimately insist on like fucking.
I want metal. Metal.
No, then you gotta be metal. Like hell, if we're gonna play anything that I think a majority crowd would be more likely to play, I'd put on like
how much fish?
Led Zeppelin.
Thank you for putting the Discord server in, Max. How much fish do you have?
You like
a
rap
lot,
if the
but
lyrics
it will be
are
summer.
good and well sung. So here's where I will disagree slightly with your statement on a semantics basis, because I do have some exceptions to the all rap is bad general stance that I have, right? But I'm going to argue semantics for half a second. Rap is a type of vocalization like singing. Rap is not singing.
Yeah, that is a good
You have to call it rap music because rapping is not music. You have to combine rapping with music in order to make it music.
It's like Linkin Park is kind of like rap rock, but it's
20 Pilots does the same thing, rap rock. But like
where? Okay.
And I'm sorry, there's also like the concept of I want to say the word is like lambically complete or whatever, something like that. Iambically, maybe.
Iambically. It's probably
rap is
rhythmically at that point.
rap is lyrically and melodically incomplete. It is broken in piecemeal, and it's not good for your mind to be listening to it.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother
Constantly.
level coming through my mind. You start saying things like
It's my brother
Minorly
uses
offend someone
that
someday.
word for
I know. I thought it's kind of funny.
he.
It's like I think he used it ironically in a way.
I
but
think he started using it ironically. I don't think it's ironic anymore.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is
Can you
like I
sleep
think he
again
just
tonight?
uses it intentionally. No, I'm doing stuff.
I'm also doing stuff where I will be in a lot of danger. Very far away
Fine,
from
hold
base.
on, hold on, hold on. I'm getting it. Hold on.
Appreciate
I just need to make sure
it.
the where I hoed didn't I hoed the ground and I didn't want it to, you know,
It sounds like I have too specific of a
become
thing in
holy
mind
again.
when I think of rap music.
There is no chest plate.
What do you mean by that,
Also-
Zokiro?
Also, Bulb,
Because
how was the
I'm
work at
talking
office
about
today?
the genre as a whole.
How was work at the office? I don't work in an office.
Obviously,
my office
exceptions
is...
to those statements, but
well, okay. So, I have an office, a home office for my business and YouTube. I don't go to work at an office. When I go to work at a job, it is at someone's house. I do work with people who have disabilities, so in-home care. His boss kept winking at him. That definitely didn't happen. No.
I just need more pink and blue. Cool.
Jason's gonna kick out of that one,
Do it.
I'm sure. Fricky Fracky was like, yo, his boss kept winking at him. I'm like, yeah, that definitely didn't happen.
That'd be.
Jace knows my
That
boss
would
is
be
like,
concerning
yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah.
It would definitely pretty permanently damage my view and opinion of.
I know
that
this person personally. It's not just the normal like I knew the person before I started working for them kind of thing. They're already married.
What's
Two,
up, dude? Welcome, Sarah Henderson. Epic 7.
One,
Dude,
two,
it's
3, 4, 5.
the Epic 7 part sounds
4,
familiar. You've changed your
3,
name, I
2,
think.
1.
Right? Been a fucking hot
Oh,
minute since
no.
I've had you in my chat.
No,
the
no,
hell,
no,
dude?
No, what is going on? Did I screw up? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Because it is.
2,
Like, there have been
3,
actual studies
4,
done into this.
5,
The
6,
the
7,
lyrically
8,
slash melodically incomplete music,
Oh,
the
no.
jarring
What did I do?
nature of it, it's
What is going
bad
on?
for you to listen to. It's not
You're
good
bad,
for
lol.
you
No,
mentally.
it's all good. It's all good, Fracky. Are you doing the
And
8 dirt
before
block?
even getting into
Yes, I am doing the 8 dirt block.
the effect of the actual lyrics that are being spoken, that's completely
Jay for
different
4K.
nature, and
Thank you,
it's
Jay.
a lot more
Thank you very much, Jay.
case by
I
case.
was wondering if you can get one back. Let's see.
Okay. We'll have to find the research for you
Hold on.
later. I do not have
Let
that
me
at
see.
the moment.
Let me see, Jay. Jay for 4K. Well, you've definitely gotten more than 4K.
Well, there's also
Sure,
kind of like
why
a
not?
spiritual sense to it too. Like I could
Thank
go a
you-
little bit
thank
more
you,
into
Jay.
that, like trying to describe how it's bad for you spiritually. But again,
Thank you very much.
that's entirely fucking subjective. I don't have the information in front of me on why it's bad for you physically, mentally, but trust me,
Oh, God.
it is. Hell.
Rap music
look it
is
up.
bad for you. That's what old man Jace says.
Zokiro is.
I just said it sucks.
Zokiro is taking problem with that. He says, like, in what way? He wants to know. I'm like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
to a certain degree, I
9.
understand that it's good to be
1,
able to back
2,
your claims and
3,
all, right?
4,
But I'm also
5.
the type of person I I do my research, I learn, I read something, I come to the conclusion, and then I forget all of the fucking research. So now I'm being pressed on something and I don't have the answers, and I look bad.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo!
Right. 1.
That's okay.
2.
It's always gonna happen.
3, 4, 5. Right here. This is where it's supposed
That's
to
why I
be.
don't even fucking attempt apologetics when it comes to the faith. I'm like, it's what I believe in. Take it or leave it.
I respect Jace's thing on that. I think as someone with a faith, when I hear people who suck, not saying Jace sucks, but when I hear someone who suck try to defend, and then they do it and make his faith look bad, I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's precisely why, like, I'm not gonna try and do a poor job at it. The things that I do actually really understand, I will be a little bit more eloquently spoken on, but I'm not gonna push it and try to poorly explain something.
3, 4. All right. Boom.
I'll
I'll
take the questions and criticisms and send somebody the research that someone else did later.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright, so I can put some water here. Welcome, Skoggle Gaming. Who gang up? Who up gang their month right now, Skoggle?
The first place I actually remember encountering that
I don't know, man.
tidbit of information of like rap music is bad for you mentally because of these
I'm trying to
reasons.
humility my month up right now.
Like, he didn't go into detail on how it works, but it was a
strong independent man.
It was a traditionalist Catholic musician who makes rap music. He's like, I have a lot of fun making and writing these songs and performing them, but I understand that they are bad for you mentally. And like, what he recommends is like, listen to the album, sure. Then go and listen to something else too. Get something else in there.
It's like cake. You're like a baker. It's like, don't eat all of this cake because someday it will make you die if you eat too much.
Yeah, you know, actually, that's kind of a really good way of putting it. It's kind of like candy for the mind. It's okay to have a little bit of it, but you want to have a lot more going on. As I'm trying really hard to think about this and just keep the words coming out of my mouth, I'm actually remembering a few things. It has to do with the complexity of the sound involved. You have very few sounds that are quite repetitive in nature, whereas what the mind actually wants, what it's going to be challenged in
what is let's see, what's my
and whatnot by is going to be things that are far more complex. Like if you were to go and listen to Tool, that'd probably be a lot better for you mentally, but you know, obviously not spiritually, because it's
Tool is a tool, am I right?
Well,
Jason's gonna sit here being like, what the fuck,
the
man?
lead singer might be a little bit of a tool, but he's unbelievably talented.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
He's just like starkly anti-religion and like weirdly a little bit of a baby about it too.
I would only push back a little. I'll say Tool is believably talented. She's gonna look at me sideways. Well, yes, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect! Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not perfect.
Like how I had to strain my brain, and I got there eventually. But you know,
we can do this up. All right, that works. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Only gay crushes. What am I gonna put as my not actually literal gay crush? I don't ascribe to the Honey Boo Boo theory.
Oh, what?
Honey Boo Boo Child. It was either her or someone in the show had a statement where they said everyone's at least like a little gay.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that that was meant in like the sort of flamboyant sense. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, probably.
4, 5. But I will probably say no, because I mean, I don't think I'm at all gay.
Yeah, and I've met a fair few people who aren't remotely. Like that's just no, it's not there.
You do not have to be gay to kiss your homies goodnight, sir.
What was that?
I said you don't have to be gay to kiss the homies goodnight.
Exactly.
Did I really screw up that bad? Okay, no. Ooh, I almost hopped off the fence. Oh no, now I can't get back. Frick! I can do this though. Haha! I can do that. Time to go all the way around. Streamer, can I take one of your pumpkins? What pumpkin? I'll say the only thing that was like off-putting about Homestuck was I shouldn't say the only thing off-putting, because sometimes they could do a good job of trying to be off-putting on purpose, but the only thing that was like legitimately kind of annoying to me was the incessant yes, you can take a pumpkin if you really want, but I don't know how you're going to. You have my permission, I just don't know how you would. Only thing that I'll say is like circling back around to the beginning. The number of strangely relationship characters. I'll say it like that. A little bit ridiculous. To where it's just like, well, not everybody is bisexual, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't literally every character, but it was kind of like, that's a little ridiculous, man. It's just, it is an oddity in society still, but at least with at least at the time, 20, like, what was it, like 20 early 2010s? That was still pretty reasonably rare.
Very left-leaning.
He's a hussy. Is Bulbshroom strongest so far? Yes, I think Bulbshroom is the best leveled Pokemon. Jace, I don't know if you heard about what happened last week. Ubi the second bit the dust.
I did hear about that.
One of the Emerald has hard gyms. Norman fucking came around and used counter on me, and I was not prepared to see my health bar go from almost full to gone.
You know, I kind of thought the poll having a fair few like almost mostly good Pokemon was going to be a little bit more contentious, but fucking everybody is like, nah, Volcarona.
Yeah. I mean, the problem for me is, again, Spiritomb. I think Spiritomb wins if it's just not in its original game. Like, Volcarona is kind of annoying that you have to wait until after the game to catch it, so it is annoying in that sense, but man, the most obnoxious way to obtain a Pokemon, maybe Spiritombs. Other than, like, really contrived shit. I mean, actually, no, that is just too contrived. That's why it's like that.
Yeah, no, it's completely fair.
Bop, bop, bop.
I'd say, like, the least offensive Spiritomb in the franchise so far, from all the wins I've heard of and how to do them, was probably Legends Arceus.
Oh, that's saying something.
Because they're the little spirits and whatnot you're supposed to find for Legends Arceus were actually just kind of easy to find.
Well, it does. So Spiritomb forces you to use the underground. I was gonna say Grand Underground. That is not true. It forces you to use the underground as intended. which for people without like piles of friends, or even people with just a few friends and having to do it over and over again, it is a little exhausting.
Yeah, I could see that being problematic.
I do remember Spiritomb was I first
You
caught it by
recently
using an action
learned that
replay.
Volcarona is a Unova Pokemon? What the fuck have you been doing, dude?
Who?
Nate?
Oh, yeah, see, it is shocking given how good of a design Volcarona has, but it is a Unova Pokemon. I say as I spent a good chunk of money on my favorite Unova Pokemon.
That's fair.
Like, the other day.
He says he'd never done the post game, and that kind of
that
checks out.
That makes sense. I guess I like being a Pokemon fanboy at the time. I knew what generation things were from. The thing I have a hard time with now is probably trying to differentiate some now that are like, what is it, like the Galar versus the Hisui versus the Alola sometimes evades me because I was in college a lot at that time, so I wasn't playing the games consistently. Gen 6 was the last game I kind of played exhaustively. And also, most of the games haven't held my attention very long because they're not that good anymore.
Crazy that you did actually play Gen 6 kind of exhaustively, considering you really just didn't thoroughly enjoy it.
I liked the mechanics. I did not like the game overall. I liked the things that were kind of the minor things in the game, as well as the meta and the fairy type adding and all that kind of stuff being added in. I liked aspects of it. I liked megas. Generation 3 was Generation 6 was goated because it had the best remakes.
Honestly, not gonna lie, it's kind of hard not to like all the megas and whatnot. They're pretty cool.
Well, I don't like all of them. I just kind of like them as a concept.
Yeah.
There's some.
That's what I mean. Like it's a cool concept.
I have some friends who really don't like the megas.
I
They're
think
like,
they could have done
jump the
better with
shark,
certain
leave it
aspects of it,
Pokemon.
but I think overall, like, they did a pretty good job. Honestly, Big Nose, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where the Larvesta egg in early Gen 5 is either.
You got a Larvesta early on?
Apparently, you don't know either.
When in which game? I don't think it's in
That's a good
Black and White. I
question.
think it's Black 2, White 2.
Black and White or
I
Black
played
and
Black
White 2?
and White a whole bunch.
Zokiro.
Yeah, I think that has to be Black and White 2, right? Or maybe there's just an egg that's really hard to find. Because I remember playing that game a lot and never having a Larvesta until I beat the game. We gotta breed it from the Volcarona. Volcarona virus. Got him.
Black and White 1. Okay.
Black and White 1? Where the hell is that egg?
Not a clue.
I remember getting the Zorua event because I did it like back when they were doing that event, and I don't remember getting Larvesta egg. Although maybe I'm just remembering wrong. It has been a little while. I don't remember getting it in the Nuzlocke either when I did that a couple years back. So maybe it's a skill issue. I'm not good at finding the thing I was supposed to be finding.
I wouldn't exactly call it a skill issue. It says it's not even hard to find. There was a rest stops where someone asked if you want an egg.
Really? Man, I'm slipping.
We're just passing out Larvesta like that.
In the first one? I gotta look this up. I gotta know which one.
Apparently, it's the egg offered in the north of Route 18. You just need surf. Nate looked it up.
Do you normally have surf by that point?
Is surf normally needed for that route? Because if you don't need surf for that route, that would be precisely why.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just wasn't being
west of
thorough,
the starting
probably.
town.
Southwest. Oh, that's why.
Southwest of the start.
That's not early game though.
Yeah, that is not fucking remotely.
That's probably after game, isn't it?
Southwest of the starting town would be like you've already looped all the fucking way around the circle.
Yeah, I mean, if you need surf to get to it, it's definitely not early.
Oh,
game.
southwest of the starting town is like that little notch that goes off the map into the fucking woods. That is late game or post game.
Post game. I was say I think that's post game. That's what I was saying is like you get the Volcarona post game. So I mean, I was mildly annoyed by that, but all things considered, not a big deal. I like good Pokemon are good Pokemon, man. Spiritomb also, it's like with both I would have given Spiritomb a better shot if I wasn't like, I guess maybe for me Spiritomb was kind of like a little bit not as cool because it didn't have a line. I don't like a lot of single Pokemon that don't evolve unless the design is an absolute like mega banger. Most single form Pokemon that don't evolve I don't end up using much. But Spiritomb was one of the best of those, anyway.
I will also add, for me personally, the caveat of like if the single form doesn't evolve is just like ungodly powerful and useful.
Well, I think that's like Spiritomb is just has good stats and stuff. It's got a great typing.
Pinsir needs an evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of the Pokemon that need an evolution, the Pinsir wasn't high on my list, but I could see it.
It'd be good for Pinsir to get a little bit of, you know, much deserved respect and all that, blah blah blah. But I don't care.
Yeah, Pinsir is not like a big priority for me in the games.
Because if you're gonna give Pinsir a evolved form, you would also have to extend that to Heracross.
Well, you don't have to, but you probably should. I think I like Heracross more than Pinsir by far, but...
Which one has a Mega?
Both. Both Heracross and Pinsir have Megas.
Oh. Then I definitely don't really care or necessarily agree or disagree, because they already have Megas. They'd have to override that, which would be a mess.
The have to part might be
adding Megas to like middle forms. That'd be a mess. That'd be terrible. But those Megas are really strong too. That's fair, but like half the time finding fucking Mega Stones or interacting with the Megas outside of the ones that the game wanted you to interact with sucked.
Hey, hold on.
It's like it was a really cool mechanic that I thoroughly enjoyed, but that doesn't mean it didn't need polishing.
Mega Bulb shirt shop credits. Bulbucks. Oh, I've not been reading.
Oh, without getting super into it, what'll happen the last 2 weekends?
I don't think I'm gonna do a Mega Bulbacue. I have to commission
so 2 weeks ago, we played
cheap
Magic for our D&D night.
Maybe as an incentive.
And then this last week we played Goblins, and we really accomplished very little.
Goblin D.
First game with Mega style things was, I think, the one with the skyscraper dragon. Okay, so that game doesn't actually give you access to Mega Evolution properly.
Skyscraper. You mean Duraludon?
Yeah, he's talking about Duraludon. That's
That was Gen 7,
right? No, that's Sword and Shield.
That's Sword and Shield. Okay, Gen 8.
Duraludon.
That's the big Pokemon, different than Mega Evolution.
It's like a special temporary evolution state that the Pokemon get only in battle.
Yeah. with a hold item
and
being necessary almost all the time.
I think they very intentionally wanted to kind of ease back away from Mega Evolutions because they accidentally made really goddamn dark lore for it.
Dude, oh, that's probably not why.
No, like, it's actually horrific and inhumane to Mega Evolve your Pokemon.
Oh, you mean for the concept?
Yeah, like, it's actually genuinely super fucked up. Not only is Mega Evolving your Pokemon, like, horribly, excruciatingly painful for them, they generally, lore-wise, like, they hate it, they hate the feeling, they like you less for it, although I don't think they added that mechanic, but everything to do with Mega Evolution, your Pokemon should absolutely despise you for forcing them to do it. No, I didn't say it was accidental. I said, like, okay, well, hold on.
Glalie is pretty rough.
That the concept is fucked up is awesome. Probably one of my favorite, like, on nature of the concept of its Mega Evolution being fucked up. That is a really long, like, super niche favorite there, but my favorite of that specific niche category would probably be Aerodactyl, because its bones grow out of its skin in an uncomfortably, excruciatingly painful process, which mentally scars it. I thought that was a good idea for story and Pokédex entries, but no. When I used the word accidental, Zokiro, what I was referring to is, like, yes, they wanted to make dark lore because that's what they had just done with Black and White, or Black 2, White 2, the generation prior. They wanted to continue having a little bit of that touch of dark lore. They accidentally went considerably darker than they had intended, is where I meant with that.
Alright.
And straying away from the straying away from Mega Evolutions was certainly not accidental. They're very, very purposefully doing that, and I don't like that they did that.
No, it's kind of ill.
Because they strayed away from it into several consecutive, highly inferior versions of Mega Evolution.
Dude, they should have just taken a W and just like, yo, we got Megas now. Let's make a new one in like a decade or more. Let's not worry about making, like, they keep on making new stuff I don't like. Instead of the other word is bulb.
Yeah, no, like, they always consistently have had very dark shit in the Pokemon games, but just every now and then they...
Oh, hold on.
Every now and then they decide something needs to be more obfuscated or retconned entirely, and it's like, why? Like, I think they retconned the fucking Drifloon kidnapping children thing. Like, nowadays, it's actually like Drifloon Peter Pans away with the kid for the night and returns them by morning. Was one of the changes I remember seeing.
I remember all the lore in Pokemon, and you're like, and you'll see all these like YouTube videos of like,
Annihilate does.
Did you know that this is actually really fucked up? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Annihilate does actually
get over it.
Straight up die to evolve.
This isn't a kid's game. Yes, this isn't a kid. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. They can handle. They haven't retconned lore.
Like, actually, Drifloon's the only thing that you mentioned in that text in that post comment. Jesus Christ. Drifloon's the only one you mentioned in your comment that actually like got lightly retconned. Didn't even like they retconned one child kidnapper Pokemon, but they didn't retcon Hypno.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hypno's actually kind of.
And actually, there's several Pokemon that will steal away children, and Drifloon's the one that got hit.
Yep, because they don't like balloons.
Probably actually has to do with the fact that Drifloon actually looks like has a cute design comparatively.
Yeah, Hypno looks like a creep, so that was fine. Oh, we're almost there. Almost there. Eh.
Almost done with stream.
One more. Almost done with stream. What? Are we that far in?
7:30.
Bruh. Well, I've only been streaming for an hour and a half. Which I know.
I mean, if I'm
isn't,
enough at
you know,
8, it's not going to be a full 8 hours, or not 8 hours. It's not going to be a full 3 hours. But I'm tired and I have shit to do.
Speak for yourself, man. I got shit to do.
I have
I
the two DSs that came in today that need to be fully diagnosed.
Diagnosis.
I'm so fucking annoyed that they came and required a fucking signature, like, while I was taking a short nap.
You like my Minecraft hand? Thank you.
I woke up at 4:30.
You were taking a shower?
Huh?
Bruh.
No, I wasn't taking.
This is why
I wasn't taking
somebody's
a shower.
getting
I was taking a nap.
No, they're taking a nap. I like, bruh.
It's like, where did you get shower from? I didn't say anything that sounded remotely like shower.
You didn't say taking a shower?
No.
Chat, did he say taking a shower?
Taking a short nap.
Oh, maybe.
What's the plan for Wednesday? Honestly, probably taking the day off from stream.
Bruh.
My mom wants to come by and pick me up after she gets off of work around 3 p.m. So she's gonna come grab me. We're gonna go over there, hang out with my brothers and my mom and my dad, and eat good food and have key lime cheesecake, and then probably come back home and go to bed early like an old man.
Like a person with a job in the morning.
Yeah. There's
No,
something else I wanted to look at when I got in this drawer, but I guess not.
I want to hear a bird saying he wants to take a shower, but I think it was a nap. What?
Had sushi and
Oh,
saw the new
okay.
Karate Kid.
Fricky says he thinks it was nap, so I'm probably wrong.
Nate also says, I definitely said short nap.
Oh, okay.
But he adds that that does actually kind of sound like shower.
Hey, man, I mean, I didn't completely doubt that I could be wrong. I was just kind of like, yo, a shower, they caught you at a bedtime. No, I'm the one annoyed because that means that I have to go and get it from the freaking post office like 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
city's
it's not
dumb.
that big a deal, but it's annoying.
My home post office has always been not the closest one wherever I've lived. Noticed that recently. Like, I had one literally really close to where I used to live. And that is not the one that is the home office. Like, the post office on record for my zip code is always a little bit further away than at least one of the other ones.
That was so... Okay, so... I dealt with that, but the DMV version of it when I was down there in South Carolina. Like, so I lived in the area of Goose Creek, which was part of Dorchester County, right?
Yeah.
And the
Dorchester.
closest like county offices for your taxes and whatnot associated with your vehicle were like the closest office was in the town of, or the city, I guess, of Somerville, which was like a 15-minute drive away.
Somerville,
But Somerville was part of Charleston County and not part of Dorchester County. The office for Dorchester County was like 30 minutes away in the middle of bumfuck nowhere out in the opposite side of Monk's Corner. I had to drive way the fuck away from active civilization to this like freshly developed area of Monk's Corner that they were just barely starting to build anything around. So annoying. Like go. I think it was. I think the Somerville one was closer. I think it was like 5, maybe 10 minutes up the road even. It was close. It was right around the corner from my house. Annoyed the shit out of me.
There's some cane. Can't wait till we get some Abel.
Yeah, dude. Although technically you probably did need to get stuff done, it's just you wound up in a shit situation involving your car way sooner than I did, so you kind of skirted around all of the renewals and whatnot. Because this once a year you go to the fucking offices to file your or to pay your taxes on your car. Although you had that's right. You had your car was still registered technically to Illinois because of the military. You didn't actually have to do anything, so
yeah, that's pretty Illinoising.
He got around all that shit by just what did Illinois? Does Illinois ignore your taxes for military members out of state? Or did you just have to, like, kind of mail shit home? Like, send a check to them?
I see people running through stop signs when they don't even see the sign. Bruh. Dude, I like stop signs. I wish more people would use them.
I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Dude, I'm hungry.
That's pretty goated, honestly. New Mexico does the same thing. My parents got away with like basically never having to pay taxes on most of their cars, and up
Wait a
until
minute, did you just say
like they ignore it because you're out of state. New Mexico did the same thing. I remember that being a thing. But
did you just say goated in reference to Illinois?
Yeah, for
wow. Calendar, man. Calendar. Illinois is never goated.
Except for the fact that they don't make military members pay taxes on their car if they're out of state.
God. You just probably shouldn't.
Yeah. No one should. So, good on them for doing it.
I don't think you
I don't
should
see
pay
why
taxes
that's
on
I don't see why that's a big deal.
In value.
Like, that one singular item that they do is goated. Even so, Nate says Illinois fucking sucks. All caps.
Dude,
sucks.
And
it says in parentheses from someone born and raised there.
Yes, everyone
completely and entirely. I'm not saying Illinois is goated. I literally said that one fucking thing that they do is goated.
Yeah. I know, that's why I was like, you said goated in reference to anything to do with Illinois. I was like, dude, write it on the calendar, man. That's never happened.
I don't think the calendar space is worth it. I think the calendar space is more valuable than the word Illinois being written in it.
That is true. That is true.
But no, where was I going with it? It's like, because my parents had, I think, one, maybe 2 cars that they had that were registered to New Mexico initially. Oh shit.
Yeah, they do it on red.
Once they got other cars and updated their registrations to the states that they were living in, it no longer applied that they were getting the exemptions, but
I'm extra cautious at the left turns. They're scary as hell.
Oh shit, you weren't born in Illinois, you were born in Cali and promptly moved to Illinois? Fucking big L.
Dude, at least California is sometimes good. I've never heard of it. See, I have a saying. I'm pretty sure I've said the saying before on stream too. I don't know if Jace is familiar with my saying about Illinois.
I have no idea.
Only 3 good things have ever come out of Illinois. And as Catholic, you know, my hope is that Pope Leo can be added as the 4th. But only 3 good things have come out of Illinois. Can you guess? Can you guess
Big Nose guess Al Capone.
Al Capone? Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? Al Capone.
He was a vice president, wasn't he?
Al Capone?
No, there was a name sounding. No, Al Capone was the gangster. That's right.
Yeah,
my dumbass.
No.
You know what? I'll give you that. The Al Capone was kind of an okay thing to have there. He kind of kept it from being a crime-ridden shithole.
Yeah, actually, he was whoa, hold on. What is up? Max, I play Plants vs. Zombies. Acer, the Bulb Claw on the Bulb Hand in Minecraft. Bulb Claw. It's a Bulb Claw. Nice. It is a Bulb Claw. Do you play PvZ or Game of the Year? Okay.
Wasn't there
all that stuff in chat except for the Bulb Claw was
president whose name like
Capone? Not
Capone, like just kind of the same vibe. I don't know how to describe it.
Gangsta vibe.
I'm just looking up vice presidents.
Yeah, just look up the list. It's probably easier. There's only been like less than 100 of those, so.
You were moved to Illinois when you were 3 years old. Similar story for me, but like for different reasons. Moved, like born in New Mexico, not raised there. Moved out of New Mexico about 2 months old, because 2 months is about how long it takes for somebody to go through boot camp, which is where my dad was for the first 2 months of my life.
PVZ, not good either.
My chat's getting
I'm still waiting on actual correct guesses today on good things that came out of Illinois.
Al Gore.
If Al Gore, okay, yeah, there's an Al.
I was like, I know there was a vice president. It's just like his name was reminiscent and had like the same kind of vibe.
Well, he wasn't known for gangster activity, I don't think, but.
So if Bulbs is able to being one of the good things, I'm a riot that.
What?
Big Nose 240 says, I swear, if Bulb says Abe Lincoln being one of the good things out of Illinois, I'm a riot. That war criminal was from Kentucky. I don't think it's fair to call him a war criminal, but I'm not actually sure what you're referring to and why you would think he is a war criminal. But of course, he's from... Is he from Kentucky?
I mean, he lived in Illinois at some point.
He's
he was
known
a senator
best
from
for being
Illinois.
associated with Illinois, but yeah, I think he was from Kentucky.
Well, he's known best for being associated with currency and the Civil War and presidential stuff. But yeah, the states he's known for, Illinois, #1. Can we have?
You're gonna have to explain yourself on the war criminal thing, but we will come back to that, and I'll address it in a moment. He did ask what were the 3, Bulb, because if you said them,
Chicago Deep Dish. Chicago Deep Dish is one of them. Abraham Lincoln is also one of them, and Kevin McAllister is the last one.
Chicago Deep Dish, Abraham Lincoln, and Kevin McAllister. Well, because what? Abe Lincoln was he a governor of Illinois before he became president?
He is senator.
Senator. That's why you say he's a good thing that came out of it?
Yes. He went from Illinois to D.C.
I would have to try and consider what things...
I mean, is habeas corpus? I'm wondering what, like... Because there weren't a lot of very controversial things that he did by today's standards.
he shut down like 3 states.
Because habeas corpus isn't war
through
criminal. I don't
martial
think.
law. Also, he ultimately did nothing towards slavery. I'm gonna fight you on that one.
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that. He
did a lot towards slavery.
He might have I don't know. Been the.
So people like to try and discredit what Abraham Lincoln was doing for the issue of slavery because a lot of it was paperwork based. What do you mean the Emancipation Proclamation ultimately didn't do much? I don't know where you're getting your.
I mean, it literally freed all slaves in the North. So
yeah,
it only ultimately didn't do much because of the amendment that he'd worked very hard to get passed several years later, if that's what you're referring to. So I'm not really sure.
The amendment undid the necessity of the Emancipation Proclamation by kind of just including the entirety of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, Emancipation Proclamation is kind of a paperweight after the 13th Amendment, but that's
what I'm saying. It's like the Emancipation
North.
Proclamation is entirely encompassed in the constitutional amendment that we have thanks to Abraham Lincoln.
There were like 4 slave states in the North at that time. That was it. I don't remember how many. It wasn't like the entirety of the North, because most of the states were already free
I don't
states,
know what Sherman's March is, unfortunately.
States.
You think he had something to do with Sherman's March as well?
Can't
fact check you on that one because I don't know anything about Sherman's March. Probably should, but I didn't care for American history all that much. It was one of my least favorite classes.
Did Abraham Lincoln do Sherman's March? Did Abraham Lincoln do Sherman's March, or did Sherman do Sherman's March? That's a good question.
Well, it's not that like Abraham Lincoln did it. It was the statement is he had something to do with it.
Also, I'll full disclosure. Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president. So I mean, I don't back everything he's ever done. He suspended the writ of habeas corpus at some point, and I'm not a huge fan of that. However, I don't have any other complaints. Nothing like other than
I don't know what habeas corpus is.
You couldn't have done this more perfectly.
So I'm not sure I can make a judgment call on that. But otherwise, like, I honestly can't think of anything that I know would be attributed to him that I would have an issue with.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people who are Southerners who feel butthurt. There are gonna be a lot of people who are like, but he actually didn't like do this out of the kindness of his heart, therefore it wasn't as goated or something like that. The weird moral Jesus complaints about Abe Lincoln, how he didn't want to do this because he saw black people as equal. He just wanted to do it because he thought it was the right thing to do, or some crap like that. I've heard a lot of random stupid complaints about Abraham Lincoln.
Zokiro makes an interesting point actually, as like one of his mistakes. He says, "I do think he made a mistake by sparing all of the Confederate leaders," and then he goes on to say, "I can appreciate his philosophy on doing it, but it ultimately backfired."
I don't think that's true. I think that's a very today-esque sentiment. Hey, you have to understand, good sir, what happens when you're trying to reunify a country. I think to be fair, somebody should have paid a price, and it should have been very few. I think that's a fair assessment.
I think
that's
killing your opposition is bad.
2-hour stream today. I might be a little bit longer than 2 hours. Killing your opposition isn't bad when you're, not the same country.
Right. But when you're trying to reunify the country, and there was a significant number of the Confederate leaders that were in the positions they were in as part of the Confederacy because of loyalty to their home states. What was it?
I'm gonna have to switch this
Stonewall Jackson, like, all the shit about people wanting to tear down his statues and deface them and whatnot. It's like the only reason, because him and Ulysses S. Grant were very close friends.
Oh no! You're thinking Robert Lee.
Yeah, Robert E. Lee. My bad.
Stonewall Jackson
much
is
older.
also yeah, but he's also one of the generals in Civil War. You just
So that was my bad. Misspoke. General Robert
Yep.
E. Lee was very close friends with Ulysses S. Grant. His statues were that people were trying to take him down. All that. I'm just saying, like, there's. Yeah, no, not all of them should have gotten the axe, but I don't think that necessarily any of them should, because then you're setting a very dangerous precedent, because that was a very politically charged moment in time as well. You don't execute your political opposition. It's not a war and an annexing of a of the losing country.
Well, they got the moral victory because inherently the 13th Amendment stood despite the requests of the South. That's a much bigger deal than we should have killed Jefferson Davis and all the other governors and Confederate governors and all that kind of stuff. Like, there would have been no great point or victory to killing the opposing leadership.
No,
in my view.
I think we probably held off on the jailing the political opponents in a weird way for way too long. Like, obviously you don't want to set the precedent of just like hurry up and stuff them in jail before they have the chance to actually gain a following. But if your political opponent does horrific, god-awful things, and then you beat your political opponent and then try them for their crimes in a fair court of law afterwards, that should have been happening for a long time. The president of the Confederacy probably should have been tried for all of his crimes and put away for the rest of his life, depending, obviously.
This is something I will say as far as stuff like that. The Confederates were not the Nazis.
No.
Both sides were fighting in an equally morally abhorrent way. There was casual wartime stuff.
And they also don't
there was not a moral disparity.
How much of the Civil War had nothing to do with slavery. There were so many other things that caused that. Slavery was kind of the tipping point.
Well, slavery was a major theme, and it was the actual tipping point, I think, was the 1960 election, but slavery was a major theme, was not the only reason that
things about Annabelle?
The war happened.
No, and I don't particularly care to either.
Isn't that movie with the doll?
Yeah, no. Fuck that. No. Okay, so when you have 8 different things, and the biggest thing is 25%, I don't know that I would necessarily call that the primary reason. Does that make sense? Or am I wrong in that, Bulb?
I would probably give it a different numerical characterization.
Well, obviously, but I'm
definitely not.
I was just trying to give it a scope of there was a lot of really big things that all contributed to that. The biggest, but not the larger than the sum total of everything else, was slavery. I think obviously the percentage that I threw out is arbitrary for the example only. It has nothing to do with the actual
No, I see what you're saying,
and
I think that's an accurate way of assessing that.
That was also an arbitrary number, Zokiro.
Slavery is probably a third of the reason that the Civil War happened, but only because the economy was tied to slavery. If it weren't for that, it would have been kind of a back burner.
It was an entire wealth of various economical issues to include the economical is that a word?
Economical? Yeah, but not in the sense you're trying to. You just mean economic.
The economic backlash that would have been caused by ending slavery abruptly, which is one of the things Abraham Lincoln got a lot of flack for at the time, which people don't seem to care about at all now. I don't.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I forgot the beans. The beans.
What else was it? There was a lot to do with taxes. I think dividing of various borders between states. I think if you don't know, like, I'm pretty sure Virginia and Maryland and West Virginia were all still one state at that time. Or
no.
they had... No, Maryland had
No,
broken off? I think it was Virginia and West
Maryland...
Virginia were still a state, yeah.
Maryland and Virginia entered the Union as separate states. Kentucky was a part of Virginia, but Kentucky had broken off by that point.
But I know West Virginia and Virginia were still one at that time.
Yes, prior to
there was I guess like border disputes between some of the states as well. If I remember correctly.
DC also had different borders. DC was a diamond shape prior to the Civil War, and the Virginia part of DC was never restored after the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because like Virginia and Maryland had dedicated land to make DC.
And it was pretty evenly split between them, wasn't it? Now it's like 40-60.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just all Maryland. Like DC is basically just Maryland's half right now.
Well, Virginia still has, like, that. It's just not restored as the capital.
So Washington D.C., the official area, the city limits, are split, I believe, by the Potomac. Like
really?
Alexandria and Alexandria
that one, like,
is.
Up until leaving public school and becoming homeschooled, I was still being taught the actual, like, square.
Really?
Yeah.
That's been changed, and that's 160 years old.
My mom has a fucking paper atlas she kept in the car for my entire childhood that had the square on it, showed both sides of the city. I didn't realize that functionally Washington, D.C., as far as, like, the capital portion of it, because there is still Washington, D.C., Virginia.
No. Is there? No, I don't think that's a... It just became part of the, it became part of the other counties. Like, Alexandria became an independent city, and, I think the rest was in... What's the big county over there? Why can't I remember? Fairfax County.
City border. I'm looking this up. I'm fact checking you on the spot.
Well, go ahead. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think there is a Washington, Virginia, but I don't know if it's, like, literal DC. Like, it is still part of what was originally DC. It's just not the state border adjusted to the Potomac, I think, at that part. The Potomac. 2-hour stream today.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit
It
more.
is located on the northern shore of the Potomac River. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of yucky looking now. It should be a diamond again, or just not exist at all. Or just like they wanted to do it where like the National Mall is its own thing and the rest of DC is something. They should just put the rest of DC back in Maryland, and the National Mall is literally the only part of it like
it actually just
like Vatican City, where it's not a city.
3 of its corners. The bottom corner is bisected by the river.
Yep. How many strong Pokemons you got so far?
That's just stupid. Well, the rest of it just became Arlington.
Yeah.
I'm like genuinely mind blown right now, because every map I've ever seen shows the full diamond, and I thought Arlington was a little bit further south of DC than that.
No, yeah, Arlington. I was saying Arlington, Alexandria, and Fairfax County kind of surround DC on the Virginia side. I might have been wrong on Alexandria being part of the diamond.
Right there. Well, Alexandria is an independent city. It's not a county. But Arlington County.
Fairfax County is a county.
Arlington County is the Virginia side.
Arlington County.
Yeah, there's an Arlington County. It is the Virginia side of Washington, D.C. That little chunk that is missing from this whole city is Arlington County.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say it became a part of... I thought it was Fairfax County, but that's the populous one. I guess Arlington just the small bit. I was wrong.
Mind blown right now. Okay, well.
Yeah.
A little bit of a American history lesson in chat today.
West Virginia. So a lot of states were actually a part of former states, or part of states they were formerly. So North Carolina, Tennessee was a part of North Carolina at one point.
The Carolinas were one at some point, were they not?
Yes, but that was before America was an independent country.
Yeah.
That was like early on in the colonial period. North and South Carolina were split from each other. Georgia basically made up Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi.
I think before the Revolution, a fair few of the New England states were all one as New Amsterdam, right? And they changed that to New York at some point. I remember hearing about that recently. It's like they changed it to New York.
New Amsterdam might have been New York. I think the Massachusetts Bay Colony has always been its own thing.
I know Massachusetts.
Maybe Connecticut. Maybe Connecticut was part of it. I don't know. Maybe Connecticut and Vermont. Because the Vermont one is weird. Like it's surprising to me that Vermont wasn't a member of the original colonies, just because of the shape of everything else.
Right.
Like it was an independent nation for a hot second, and then joined, I guess. I guess maybe it's one of those things of like, they're just late to the party. Like literally, like actually just, oh, you're a few months late. We'll make you a state in a hot second. I don't know.
Right.
But Massachusetts and Maine were the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and that was split during the Missouri Compromise. New Hampshire was its own thing, I think, pretty much forever. Rhode Island, I believe, was really early on. Roger Williams founded that state.
Excuse me.
Vermont was an independent part of, like, the sort of territorial disputes between England and the U.S. Or the English side and the,
yeah.
I don't know.
Fix that. That's all fucked up right there.
I think we've done enough farming. I think we cocoa beaned everything back up. We've planted seeds everywhere. Am I missing anything here yet?
All right, so for my viewers who are watching,
we can add
what
back
we're
in.
gonna do here is I gotta fix this.
We can add back in
here.
stuff later.
But we're gonna
I'm going to have certain
properly.
rows that are melon and pumpkin.
I'm gonna take this path all the way up to here.
This feels so empty.
So it's gonna branch off right here where it currently is. One to the beef farm, one
wrong.
to that, and it's gonna loop around like kind of following this wall, and connect up down here.
Man.
And I'll have little offshoots that have the buildings off of them.
I'll just put some dirt back there because it just feels strange. I also should probably recheck some of the torches. Maybe? I don't know. This is a pretty good place to call it here, I think, for this farm. We will, like I said, we will reestablish the melon and pumpkins probably next stream, but that's the rooftop farm has been expanded ever so slightly to incorporate the most effective water dirt usage. Should I let the zombies go to the lawnmower while I'm putting sunflower in the other lane?
I hate to break it to you, but you do realize your east wall is 1 block short of your even chunk measurements?
Are you kidding?
No, I can see it on my map. Maps are perfect,
you know
chunks.
what? The eventual expansion is going to happen at some point. I'll make sure that one's more accurate.
And there's literally one line of pixels
be...
of blue along the top.
You gotta be
3G.
kidding me.
Yeah. I came over here to check the chunk borders. You are
Goofed. I goofed. Heavy goof.
That's a quick fix though. You can do that, bro.
That's not a quick fix. That's a okay. It's relatively a quick fix. It's just like, I don't care. Whatever. Doesn't matter. They're all invisible anyway. The world chunk, according to the editor thing on there, is the only chunks I'm actually gonna care about.
Yeah.
Especially since inside and not outside of the chunk, it's less of a problem, I think. But that's fine.
Do you have something on top of... What is that? Is that my map being weird, or do you actually have something up there?
Up where?
Well, there's just like a spattering of green pixels on in the bottom corner of your, or in the back corner of your city. Yeah, there's nothing there.
Green pixels?
I need to update the map. There's nothing there.
But you
heard it.
Yeah. I did hear that. Let's see. We actually have an interesting one. I did not expect these results. It is almost even keel. It is a step ladder, actually. It is 10, 20, 30, 40.
Holy crap.
That is incredibly not what I expected. The vast majority...
Look at my poll real quick. I need to...
Depending on how you view it, is kind of a mixed bag, but not any particular one. The percentage, if you were to group answers together in any particular way, it's interesting. We got 2 that say ridiculous, 1 that says unnecessary / don't care, and 30 that say fine, I guess. So an outright majority are kind of ambivalent. Although the technical pro is 40, very important, and 30, fine, I guess. So that's an interesting one. I expected it to be lopsided. I'm not going to say which way I expected it to be lopsided, but I expected at least one of them to hit more than 50.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised by my poll, but we have...
Oh, Volcarona killed.
9 votes.
Absolutely.
1 vote each for Spiritomb Wishy-Washy, 2 votes for Steelix, the other 5 votes for Volcarona.
Really? That's not that surprising.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't be surprised by it, I should say.
I mean, I assumed by me giving a vote to Volcarona, I was kind of sealing it based on who I know in your audience.
I also gave a vote to it, and so did Zokiro and Big Nose, so there's 4 of the 5 right there.
That's what I was going to say. It's like Zokiro's going to, you're probably going to, and I'm going to, and that makes 3. And your polls normally only have about 10 votes.
I am going to go ahead and end that poll now.
All right, let's, I don't know. Getting close to the end here. I don't know what I want to do, actually. I had things I was working on. I got all my EXP from his farm last stream and healed everything. I expanded the building roof I wanted to.
Grab the next fucking lead already, man.
Can't remember what was the next thing I was going to do. Your ears. My ears. Should I let the zombies go to the lawnmower when I'm putting Sunflower in the other lane? It is a strategy. It depends on whether you want the money or not. Because you get the money when, Oh, I know what I was doing. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm gonna finish off stream by doing this. I knew I had something going on.
Oh, wait, no, you're 22.
I'm gonna get rid of all the dirt here, now that I have more room for dirt, too. Dude. I'm not gonna work on that actual expansion project potentially for a long time. Where I get to the mega chunk borders as they were. You know what I've been talking about?
Right.
That's not gonna happen for a hot minute because wow, do I have a lot of
also
dirt, and is that
ginormous,
undertaking?
insane project you got going on. It's gonna take you a long time to do that. But that's good. That means we have a long time to keep playing Minecraft and having ridiculous conversations of one variety or another.
It's possible I won't ever do it, but
yeah.
That is a future plan potentially. But I have like over half my city that is still barren after I expanded the borders from that fence to the wall.
Yeah.
So I'm just now getting around to re-landscaping this one part where there's still a little bit of dirt and sand.
Looking at it, actually, and my landscaping that I did is within your square.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
I mean, it's fine. I want to give some,
Yeah, I would have probably
I'm
should
gonna
have
have to
checked on
give-
that before cutting into your territory slightly.
It's probably fine. I don't care.
I'm
going to have to give someone some pointers later tonight when I go and like, yo, why in the hell, seller to seller, why in the hell would you pay to have a frickin' whatchamacallit,
a $20
a
DS Lite.
signature on the original price before shipping and taxes was $16. It is a $16 broken console, and you felt the need to add a $3 signature. No one uses signatures for anything under like $100 unless it's an official document. Like, no one does that. I've never seen it. I've never encountered it in my life.
I'm extra annoyed because I was literally home to receive it. The mailman just came slightly earlier than normal, and I happened to be taking a nap because I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth saying that it's really dumb.
Well,
I don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the call.
Not the mailman's fault.
Do my outro real quick, and then I'll see you in a few minutes.
Your outro. Good sir, I will be joining you in a few minutes.
Later, homie.
Later. What don't? I think that was audible. Oop. I got some extra spot to fill in here. So a little bit of sandstone. Well, we had a interesting conversation. Hopefully I wasn't necessarily too heated on the defending Honest Abe. I do get legitimately into history sometimes, especially I like American history quite a bit. I'm not like a history buff person that would actually go ahead and like do a whole degree, but I am like a casual history enjoyer, as I have figured about myself in the most recent years. Oh, there's coal right here. Bulb, why are you getting rid of your beautiful sand area? This is going to be part of the city. I also need the sand too. That is something I am low on, and I need a lot more of readily available is the sand. I'm surprised I'm not full yet. I wonder if Scott is still around. He probably went to work or something. And I am full. I am full now. Interesting. Interesting. Hop. Wee. Ah, yes. Very, very beautiful. Beautiful sand that has to go because I need sand. Let's put some dirt in the dirt. Wow, I had a lot of dirt. Never mind. How many? Ooh. Yeah, Clyde. Whatever. I've been by myself for more than 3 minutes. All by myself. Don't wanna be. The bird is frozen. Yeah, he's not. He hopped out of the call. I have his thing still on because I haven't removed it yet, but he is no longer. He is no longer in call. The bird is frozen. He's doing his outro and his thing. The bird's got his own channel to outro. What time you end? I end in about 3 or 4 minutes. 2.5 hour stream today. It'd be funny if Jace's outro ends up taking so long that he ends up ending later than me. I was just going for making sure it's at least 2.5 hours, which is my customary. You don't hear it? Don't hear what? No, he's doing his outro on his own thing. He ended the call, so he's not on Discord right now. But see ya. Okay, see ya, dude. I will have to come back and fix all of these holes I'm making here. Oh, this is sandstone. Mr. Sandstone. Bum 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 bum. There's all that sand. Alrighty. We will be back. We'll be back next time. Come back next time. We'll be back tomorrow actually with the Pokemon Nuzlocke. Pokemon Nuzlocke tomorrow. Bark. We've got Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke. I'm gonna be doing the 6th gym, I believe. Wait. Bop bop bop. Bop bop bop. That makes sense. 6th gym, we'll be doing Wednesday, more Majora's Mask. On Friday, we'll be doing Plants vs. Zombies. Don't know if I'm doing anything on Thursday. And we'll be back on Saturday. I also don't know what I'll be doing yet, but I will be here this Saturday. We will be I will be taking off at least 1 or 2 streams at the end of next week. So expect me to have maybe a Friday or a Saturday off. Hello, the channel. You have friends? I see. I see. That is entirely a reasonable perspective, I think. Let's see. We'll be back straight up. Well, actually, sorry, I'm not being back. We will be not here for a couple streams in the next weekend, like around next weekend, and potentially later in the month if I go visit Skoggle. But other than that, consistent schedule for a bit. We'll have a change coming down the pike sometime around like late this month, early next month. But have you ever watched or heard of by King Thomas? I will wait to see what the message is to answer my buddy's question. The channel. Have ever watched or heard of Monty Python? Oh yeah, I like Monty Python's really good. I didn't love the ending. I like Monty Python though. We'll be back. Be back tomorrow. Definitely have a good rest of your night. Well, bye.